This is Terry Collins with It's All About Sports, and we're here from Camden High football field for the second annual Haason Reddick football camp. Haason Reddick is a Camden High, resident, actually a Camden native who went to Haddon Heights. He's now in year 2 in the NFL. He plays for the Arizona Cardinals. He was their 2017 first-round draft pick. Here we have in the background also Coach Savage, Camden High head coach for football, and others as the Reddick. They're about to approach talking to the kids here now.
I want to give y'all somebody to look up to, so that's why I come out here every year. You know, I hold the camp for the kids, and I try to do my best to touch y'all heart, give y'all a little speech, man, give y'all somebody to look up to. Other than that, man, I know football season coming up. I wish y'all all a good season. I hope y'all all go out there, do y'all thing, score a bunch of touchdowns, get a lot of celebrations, and win a championship, hopefully with your respective team. Other than that, that's about it. That's about it.
So we just heard from Haason Reddick himself here from the camp now. We're hearing from Coach Savage again. He's the Camden High head football coach. And again, we're back here at Haason Reddick's second annual football camp. I have here with me Chad Howlett, who is the owner of Adrenaline Sports. First of all, Chad, talk to me about what your program entails as far as, athletic training.
Well, we offer strength and conditioning for all sports, speed and agility, flexibility, mobility, and nutrition and counseling.
And we know you've worked with a lot of athletes who are now in Division I college, as well as NFL players. Give us some of the players that you've had the chance to work with.
Corey Clement, of course, Haason Reddick, Curtis Marsh, Brandon Boykin, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, Malachi Richardson for the Raptors. It's a list. Who else am I forgetting? It's a list. I can't hear.
We know you've had, like I said, some kids I know that came out of Camden High from that playing for the University of Michigan. What's it like for you to be able to be out here and see what Haason has done with the kids in the city of Camden here?
It's absolutely great what he's doing. He's giving back. I've been training Haason since like 7th grade, and I remember he came to me when he was in 10th and said, I'm going to the NFL. Like, he made that self-proclamation that he was going, and he give back to these kids, show them that it can be done. That's a wonderful thing.
Well, again, Terry Collins here, Haason Reddick's football camp. There's a lot more to go, and we'll be back covering some more. Terry Collins back here at Haason Reddick football camp. I have here with me one of Camden's finest, Camden County Lieutenant James. Lieutenant James, you're here today. What's your job? What are you doing here today exactly?
Well, I'm the community commander, and my job is to make sure that we interface with the community on a regular basis. We want to meet these children out here before crisis. We want them to get to know us as just regular human beings and part of the community, that old cop on the block. So when we get a chance to support anything positive for children, we're definitely going to be there. We brought out some little footballs. We brought out some, things so that the kids can have something to remember this by and support everyone that's trying to do something good in Camden. Haason Reddick is one of Camden's own. He's one of Camden's finest. We want to make sure that we get the word out there that Camden is upcoming and it's a great place to grow. It's a great place to come from, and show all the positivity that's going on in Camden.
Right, and not just even speaking with the city of Camden, but a lot with, in the media and across the country what we're seeing what's going on with police officers. How important is it now for, your staff or just police officers in general to start bridging the gap back with the community, especially starting with the younger kids?
Well, the key is that you have to be a part of the community. You can't, go in and be an occupying force. You have to be an integral part of the community. So there's an old saying, if I can meet him at this height, I don't have to chase him at this height. So it means we start to build those relationships with the community to empower the community to help take care of itself. We're never going to arrest our way out of the problem, but what we can do is change the mindset, change the culture, and change the thought of people dealing with the police. And that's one of the things that we're kind of the forefront of real community policing and being in the community and a part of the community.
Right, and being here in the city of Camden working, how special is it for you to see someone like Haason Reddick make it to the NFL and, immediately come back to invest his time and energy into these youth?
that's immeasurable. The fact is, I'm a Camden High graduate, and I give back to my city, and to see that that legacy is continuing, and that these small children and not so small children have a hero to look up to, a local hero, someone that they can look up and say, hey, I can do that if I try hard, if I work hard. It doesn't matter that I'm from Camden, I can succeed in spite of the stigma of being from Camden, and we're trying to change that stigma. So we want Camden to be one of those places where you say, hey, we've got people in the NFL, we've got people in the Supreme Court, we've got people all over doing great things, and they all came from Camden.
Well, there you have it from Lieutenant James, and we're going to come back here from Camden High football field with more coverage of Haason Reddick's second annual youth football camp.
Do you need coverage? Not that kind of coverage. More like this kind of coverage. If you need coverage, call 215-559-7300. National Video Productions has you covered. Need a promo? Hosting a live event? Celebrating a special occasion? The National Video Productions has you covered. No, not that kind of covered. More like this kind of covered. And this kind of covered. Get live coverage and live stream that live event. If you need coverage, call 215-559-7300. National Video Productions has you covered. Weddings, corporate events, sporting events, graduations, grand opening, concerts, car shows, fundraisers, dance recitals, and more. If you need coverage, call 215-559-7300. National Video Productions has you covered.
The Boss Brothers have been up for any challenge and driven to solve any problem for longer than most can remember. In the game of football, they've often been credited with inventing the helmet. The first test resulted in only a minor concussion. Today, the Boss Brothers can be seen at Spirit Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in the heart of Swedesboro, New Jersey. You may not get many answers about their past, but one thing's for certain, they will get you the very best deal on a new Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram, regardless of your credit. Spirit.
Terry Collins with It's All About Sports, and we're here with Al Dwyer of Camden Health and Athletic Association, who's partnered with Peace on the Streets to bring this event, Haason Reddick's football camp. First of all, Al, what's it been like for you putting this together in year two?
It's been great. I kind of thought it was a little easier this year because all the organizations was already partners with us to a degree, so it was more or less just reaching out to people and getting everything coordinated. And I kind of think last year we probably had a few more kids, but we started earlier this year. So this is a great turnout. I think these kids are very enthusiastic, and it's great that Haason comes back and gives back to the community.
And speaking of Haason, what's your thoughts on Haason with what he's been able to do, even in year two and last year being even a rookie, still putting in the effort into giving back to the kids here in the city of Camden?
Right. So what I like about Haason, I just watching him play at Temple, watching him play in high school, his athleticism and his hard work tendencies always, to me, it pays off, and kids pick that up. So it's always good to see him here giving back, but I like to see that they're rubbing off of what he's trying to do in life in the NFL, and so that's why it's always good to have somebody like him come back and give it to these camps.
Now, again, with Camden Health and Athletic Association, what else do you guys have going on in the community as far as right now or the rest of this year?
So our summer programming is pretty good. We have a golf academy on Mondays and Wednesdays. We got 16 kids that we have a golf instructor. We take them to 3 of Ron Jaworski courses. Valley Brook, we in Ramblewood. So that program is incredible because we want to start golf in the city, and we also want to get golf into the high school. So we starting off small, and we trying to build out on that. And we also have the Junior NBA Summer League right now at Rutgers Camden on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We have 8 teams, and it's been phenomenal. The competition is great because a lot of these kids don't play AU, but it's a lot of talent in this city, and so the games are great. So it would be nice everybody come out. It's a nice crowd there. We play at 4 and 6 o'clock, 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock. The games are phenomenal. Rob has a team in, so it's great. So and then we oversee Don Pokes Below the Rim. He has a program going on, and Sheila Davis has Dribble the Dream. So we oversee those 2 programs too. So we got 4 basketball programs going on in the city right now.
Well, there you have it, Al Dwyer, Camden Health and Athletics Association, and we're here at Haason Reddick's camp, and we'll be back with more after this. And we're back again here at Haason Reddick football camp, and I have here Haason Reddick himself. First of all, Haason, how's it feel to be back out here with the kids with your camp?
It feels good, man. I always feel good doing something like this for the kids, man. Just, getting a little bit of their attention, a little bit of their day, getting them out here, put some work in on a Saturday morning before, they go home and get on the game or something like that. Just try to get them out here for a little bit and get something, get active.
And speaking of getting active and as far as the game and things like that, we know nowadays a lot of kids are in the video games. How important is it to get the kids back involved in being active throughout the off season, in camps like this?
It's very important. This is being out in the off season like this. This is where you hone your technique. This is where you work on getting better. That way when the season comes, you can be the best that you can be for the season. So it's very important to get them. If it's just an hour a day, get them out here, man. And that way they can practice and work on their craft.
Right, and being from the city of Camden, you've seen a lot with what the city's going through. Talk to me about what it means for the city to be able to have programs like this. Also, this is a piece for the streets event. What does it mean for that to get some of these kids off these streets?
It's very important because once you get the youth. Once you start, you got to start when they're young. You got to start instilling the right things in them when they're young. That way, when they grow up, they can have the, That way, when they get older, they know the right things. They know right from wrong. They know not to be on the streets and doing anything negative. So it's very important to start with them now and working on their craft now.
All right, well, there you have it. Haason Reddick himself, again, year 2 for his annual football camp. We'll be back with more actions after this.